The Chicago White Sox have one of the deepest farm systems in all of Major League Baseball. It's only going to get better with that number one pick, too. Plus, 22 players have been invited to spring training. And finally, the son of a former Hall of Fame skipper who once led the Chicago Cubs to the World Series might be joining the Chicago White Sox. It's your boy, Big Kev, and we're going to dive into today's content right after the intro.
Welcome to Chicago White Sox Central, your number one place for all Sox news and content.
Good morning, Chicago White Sox fans. Welcome to another episode of Chicago White Sox Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago White Sox related. It's your boy, Big Kev, holding it down for the South Side. Y'all already know what it is. Hit me up at Big Kev from the Shy, Big Kev from DACHI, or Sox Central Pod over on Twitter. Both of those are over on Twitter, and you can hit us up at Shy White Sox Central at gmail.com. So we can start getting into some mailbag episodes. Of course, like, comment, share, follow, and hit that notification bell if you like what you see, even if you don't like what you see. Help your boy out. But listen, man, Chris Getz and Will Venable expect the 2026 Chicago White Sox to take a step forward this season. So now it's kind of hard to expect them and imagine them to have another 19-game improvement like they did last season. But I do expect them to have at least a 10-game improvement from last year. That'll be they lost 102 games. So if they lose, 90, 91, 92 games, that'll be all right in my book. So with the additions of Japanese phenom, home run hitting Munetaka Murakami and closer Sir Anthony Dominguez, among others, the good guys should be able to take steps in the right direction, right? Like we can't expect them to be as bad as they were last year. They've added power into the lineup. They've added good arms into the bullpen, and barring major injuries, they should avoid their fourth straight, it hurts to say this, fourth straight 100-loss season. Now, although the opening day roster will be expected to compete, many eyes will be on the farm system. That farm system is littered with pitching and positional player talent alike. And depending on who you ask, at least 3 players are top 100 MLB prospects, while as many as 6 have been considered to meet that standard. And we're going to, thanks to Sports Illustrated, they compiled a list of every different website, every different scout, every different metric that put together who's in the top 100 for the Chicago White Sox. And we'll start with MLB.com. They have Braden Montgomery at 36th. We know that he's an outfielder, he's a fielder who's going to have to come in a little earlier than expected. When they traded for him and Kyle Till last year when the Noah Schultz trade, I expected him to be maybe a 2027 prospect, but he shot through single A, triple A, double A. Like that dude is an amazing, amazing outfielder, and we need to replace Luis Robert Jr. He's probably going to find himself on the roster. In fact, Chris was talking about him and saying that, during spring training, we're going to monitor him. The goal is to have him on the roster this season, not necessarily for open day, but he definitely will find himself on the roster. At 49, MLB.com has Noah Schultz, left-handed pitcher who we got to see a little bit of last year. And at 61, we got Caleb Bonham at shortstop. And now we know we already have our shortstop in Colson Montgomery, but hey, we'll see how it goes for Caleb Bonham. And then Hagen Smith at 72, and another shortstop, Billy Carlson. And it's looking like we're about to get another shortstop in Klomsky with the number 1 overall pick. So Chicago White Sox are going to have another wealth of riches down in their farm system. The Athletic has 5 players for the Chicago White Sox. Number 30, Braden Montgomery. 44, Caleb Bonham. Hagen Smith at 58, Billy Carson at 66, and Noah Schultz at 95. Now, ESPN has Caleb Bonham, so they didn't even put Braden Montgomery on the list. Caleb Bonham at 34, Noah Schultz at 96, and Billy Carlson at 1 100. And then we had Baseball America with Noah Schultz at number 26. According to them, he's the Chicago White Sox number one prospect. Caleb Bonnemer right behind him at 27, and Braden Montgomery at 73. Hagen Smith at 91, Billy Carlson at 92, and Tanner McDougal, who's going to surprise some people, at 100. So that's six players for Baseball America in the Chicago White Sox MLB top 100. So a little bit more about Caleb Bonnemer. He's 20 years old, 6'1", 195 pounds, and he was a second round pick in 2024 out of Akamos High School in Michigan. Could be messing that up. And then we got to see him in Single A Kannapolis. He had 432 plate appearances, 69 runs, 98 hits, 26 doubles and 10 home runs, 58 RBIs, 27 stolen bases, and 68 walks, 91 strikeouts. So he slashed 281, 400, 458, and 859. That was in single A. And in high A, he did have 44 plate appearances with 8 runs and 10 hits, 4 doubles, and 2 home runs. So, hey, he's a young kid. We don't expect to see him this season, but be on the lookout for Caleb Bonnemer. And then Billy Carlson is only 19. He's a shortstop. He's 6'1", 185 pounds. He was a first-round pick in 2025 out of Corona High School in California. So no stats on him yet. And then we got Tanner McDougal. He's 22, 6'5", 185 pounds, a fifth-round pick out of Silverado High School in Las Vegas. In high A, he had 13 starts, 57 and two-thirds innings pitched, 3.2 ERA with a 1.47 whip, 53 hits, 4 home runs given up, 32 walks, and 73 strikeouts. And in 15 starts in Double A, we got to see him post 55 and two-thirds innings pitched, 3.323 ERA, 1.18 whip, which is better, and he had better stats in Double A. 20 hits, 3 home runs given up, 17 walks to 63 strikeouts. So listen, we like to talk about Higgins, Smith, and Noah Schultz, but Tanner McDougal is someone to keep an eye on. The 22-year-old could crack the roster as well this season. Now, all eyes are going to be on Braden Montgomery this upcoming season, especially in spring training. He's 22 years old, 6'2", 220 pounds. He got picked by the out of 2024 by the Boston Red Sox out of Texas A&M. And listen, in Single A, he had 84 plate appearances, 14 runs, 21 hits, 4 doubles, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, 10 walks, and 19 strikeouts. But he slashed 304, 393, 493, and 886. And then high A, in 298 appearances, he had 36 runs, 66 hits, 17 doubles, 8 home runs, 38 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, 32 walks, 70 strikeouts, 260, 348, 445, and 793. But what's really impressive is what he did in Double A, and he did all of this last year, 143 plate appearances, 14 runs, 34 hits, 13 doubles, 1 home runs, 11 RBI, 3 stolen bases, 15 walks, 41 strikeouts, 272, 364, 416, and 780. So, and then he went to the fall league, 55 plate appearances, 12 runs, 15 hits, 6 doubles, 1 home runs, 11 RBI, 3 stolen bases, 13 strike walks, 12 strikeouts, 366, 527, and 634, and 1.161. So this kid is going to be a star for the Chicago White Sox. We already know what Noah Schultz and Hagen Smith are expected to do this season. Kind of a mixed bag last year in Double A and Triple A for both of them, but they are expected to contribute to the team this year. So let us know what you think in the comments about the Chicago White Sox farm system, which is only going to get better as they deplete it like they did last year, calling up so many players, and Chase Mydroth and Colson Montgomery, Edgar Quiero, Kyle Till. Like, man, the list goes on. So we're expected to see some of these guys this year, and they're going to help the team. We saw how important it was to have young players on the team last year that did not have a loser's mentality. So let us know what you guys think in the comments about these guys. Now, it's hard to believe, but in less than 2 weeks, pitchers and catchers will have their first workout on February 10th. And the first workout for the full squad in Glendale, Arizona will be on February 15th. And the first spring training game against the Chicago Cubs will be on February 20th. So the team announced important spring training information on yesterday. They've agreed to minor league contracts with 7 free agents. They all received non-roster invites to spring training. Right-handed pitcher Tyson Miller, left-handed pitcher Ryan Baruki, and left infielders Oliver Dunn and familiar face Tim Elko, who definitely had surgery recently. So we'll see if he actually plays. And Lamonte Wade Jr., outfielders Dustin Harris and Jared Kalenic. So those invites, we'll take a look at a couple of them because from a reclamation projects. If you call, Tyson Miller played for the Cubs and the Mariners back in 2024. He had a 2.32 ERA and a 0.80 with 54 strikeouts to just 11 walks across 58 relief appearances spanning 62 innings. So that right there is incredible. In 2024, he was incredible. And the Chicago White Sox could use more help in the bullpen. If this guy can recover from his 2025 situation, because he missed time in 2025 due to a left hip impingement. I don't even know what that means. But after he had that injury, he had a 6.27 ERA and 37.1 innings, 37 and a third innings with AAA Iowa. So if he can get back to form, this kid can definitely help the Chicago White Sox win games. Now, Kalenic and Wade also had nice situations in the past that turned out to fall apart later on, like in 2023. Kalenic was the number 4 overall prospect early in his career, and he had 2.1 wins above replacement. And then he had a .746 OPS with the Braves, but he did have a lot of strikeouts. He'll have a shot to earn a roster spot because the Chicago White Sox need help in the outfield. Now, Wade also did well in 2023. He hit 17 home runs, and he had a .746 OPS, but his numbers dropped immensely in 2025, and his hard hit rate dropped nearly 9%. Now, like I mentioned earlier, we know who Tim Elko is. We tried to have him play first base for us last year to replace Andrew Vaughn, but he tore his ACL. He had surgery in October. I'm not sure if he could. I mean, like, I know sports medicine has improved immensely over the last few years, but to have ACL surgery in October and to be back by February, I don't think that's going to be true. So, but speedy recovery for the young man as well. They also invited 15 players to spring training who are already in the organization, of course. So you got right-handed pitchers Mason Adams, Addison Coffey, Tyler Davis, Zach Franklin, and Ben Peoples. Left-handers Shane Murphy, Noah Schultz, Tyler Schweitzer, and Hager Smith. Catcher Michael Turner. Infielders Sam Antonacci, who we are very excited to see as well. William Bergola Jr. and Jacob Gonzalez. And then a couple of outfielders and Drew Baker. And, of course, Braden Montgomery. So y'all already know what it is, man. Let us know who you think will maybe possibly even make the roster, the open day roster from spring training. I think the highest ceiling right now is possibly Braden Montgomery, and maybe Schultz and or Smith can make the opening day roster as well, but it all depends on how they do in spring training. We saw Shane Smith last spring training, go out there and light it up, and he became the opening day. I don't know if he was the opening day starter, but he definitely became an all-star for the Chicago White Sox. So let us know who you think can make the roster from spring training. So finally, it's been rumored that the Chicago White Sox are interested in signing Darren Baker, the son of Dusty Baker, former Chicago Cubs manager, and of course led the I think it was the Texas Rangers to a World Series back in 2023. And I think he's going to be coaching in the World Baseball Classic as well. So Darren Baker, according to Mark Gonzalez, a senior writer for the Grand Canyon University, is in talks to sign with the Chicago White Sox, minor league, of course. And listen, he has had a cup of coffee in the major leagues with I think the Washington team, the Washington Nationals. He let me look at his numbers real quick. I think he went 7 for. He's 26 now. He'll be 27. He made his major league debut last season with the Washington Nationals, so I was right about that. And he went 7 for 14, scoring a run. So obviously he's not going to bat 500 for his career. Who knows? Maybe he will, but he didn't play much, just a couple of games there. Now, he played most of the 2025 season with their AAA affiliate in 107 games. Baker slashed 256, 343 with 318, adding just 1 home run, 25 RBIs, and 26 stolen bases overall in his minor league career. He slashed 280, 347, 347, still in 102 bases over 453 games. So obviously he is not a power hitter. He's one of those guys that you put in for pinch running situations. And if he does get on base, you expect him to steal bases. And listen, with Luis Robert Jr. gone, we don't really have too many people on the roster right now. I think Braden Montgomery likes to steal bases, but not many players on the team are like expected to go out there and steal 30 plus bases. So if you have a player like Baker on the team, if he can figure out a way to make it to the roster, expect him to steal bases. So let us know what you think about that. But y'all already know what it is, man. It's Big Kev holding it down for the South Side. You know where you can find me. Big Kev from the Shot. Big Kev from DACHI over on Twitter. Sox Central Pod over on Twitter, Shy White Sox Central at gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the rest of the Chi-Town Sports Central family by typing in your favorite Chicago sports team and putting the word Central behind it. You'll find one of the guys, as well as NBA Central, NFL Central, and Fighting Illini Central as well. So listen, man, like, comment, share, follow, hit that notification bell. It's always fun. Thanks for the love and support that you guys give us over here. And we're going to holler at you guys next time. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.